Why, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I'm your hosting guide, Zollin Ironshield, and today we're doing an advanced LOTRO guide video. I'm talking about transfers, okay? You can always do transfers, alright? So this is something in the past that I've said a few times, and I want to talk about it. I have some great notes here on the left from our officer, John Hammer, which I'm going to walk us through a little bit, and I'm also going to explain how to transfer with showing you physically, and we will talk about a certain of these things in-game, what they are for brand new players if they need it. But most of you who are doing transfers are going to be more advanced level players, so we're going to stick to more advanced topics. So I'm just going to assume that most of the time you know the in-game stuff, but you may be a new player who wants to join our kinship on Voice of the Rings, and you have a character who's like level 30, and you'd like to not make a new character, you'd like to just transfer him over. It does cost some LOTRO points, which are technically a currency you can earn in game and buy. All right, so that is definitely a thing, so I'll explain that. But let's go straight into it. Let me just start with explaining how. So first things first is you bring up this the login right client. You log in, and the first thing you're going to see is your options to join different server worlds. First of all, so you guys all know, we play on the server Crick Hollow, US, all right? There's Gladen, there is Arkenstone, it says if the France, European, US, it says them all right here. These are all the servers, and if you want to transfer between them, this is how you will transfer, okay? But when you first log in, basically it's going to tell you what world you want to log into, and you can log into any world, but your characters are always controlled, and your shared storage, and your inventory, and your house will all be on the same server world, all right, between your characters on that server world. So keep that in mind. So we're going to click the transfer button though instead of play. Normally you choose your world and you click play and you're set and you move on with the game. But we're learning how to transfer today. So we'll click the transfer button here. It brings up this little character transfer wizard. All right, it's going to pop up. There's a few things that's important here. We have click view character info transfer guide. So they have a guide on this, but that is also what this video is for, so you won't need to click that. Hopefully you have it tells me I have 910 LOTRO points. All right, you will not be able to buy LOTRO points here. What you will have to do is you'll have to go either in-game, log in, buy some LOTRO points if you need them, then log out, and then do this transfer process. So just keep that in mind. So you can see on the server Crick Hollow, I have 35 characters. On the server Gladen, I have 7. On Arkansas, I have 6. On Brandywine, you get the point. All right, so there's I have a lot of characters. Okay, let's just put that way, I have a lot of characters. So you will choose a server, all right? So select the world you want to transfer. This is from, and then you'll select, basically, this is your world you want to transfer from, and then you're going to do 2. So let's say I'm going to go transfer from Crick Hollow. I'm going to say next. All right, and then it's going to ask you a couple things here. It's going to ask you the items shared, and the different characters that you want to transfer. So there's a few options. You could just select all, but it's going to be very expensive. And if I click here, it'll actually show how much it is. I think it shows in the next wizard. I'll do on one character to just show you. But you can see all of my characters here from the server I have, and these are all the characters' names. And then at the top, you have shared items, okay? Shared items, if you hover, it actually explain this. It says the following shared items will be transferred. Items in your shared storage, items in your housing storage, okay? Housing storage is the type of shared storage as well now. Shared currency, but it is a little bit confusing on one thing. The shared item housing storage is different from like the regular purchased house storage. So it'd be a little bit confusing there. So I'm going to explain that in this video. Shared currency, marks, mithril coins, etc. Your wardrobe contents, and destiny points. All right, so now here's something that is a little bit important. The wardrobe actually just copies over. All right. I'm going to now read some stuff that John Hammer has put here because this is very important info. And then I'm going to go over all of it with you guys in-game as well. So again, this is a little bit more of an advanced video. That's why I put it in the advanced playlist. So it's not going to be for everyone. But again, don't forget to like and subscribe if it does help you out. I appreciate it greatly. All right, transfers. This is from my officer. Transfers can only be performed between servers in the same cluster. North American servers, Arkenstone, Brandywine, Crick Hollow, Gladen, Landreval. So keep that in mind, guys, okay? So if you do want to have a character transfer across, you're not going to be able to do that. What you'll have to do is you'll have to log into one of those servers and just make a new character, okay? And European servers are the ones there, Evernight, all of them. listed out by John Hammer. Transfers from Treebeard, currently the only VIP only legendary server. That's because legendary servers are something that like slowly add levels over time. They're basically like you relive the original expansions is kind of the idea. It's something that actually came out even before World of Warcraft did classic servers. Actually, a lot of people don't know that. LOTRO is one of the first ones to kind of do that. Are only available using Treebeard as a source, not as a... So you're not going to be able to do that until the end of the Treebeard server. So in theory, the Treebeard server sometime down the line, few years from now, will shut down, and then they will give you the option to move all your characters to things. You can only be on that server if you are a subscriber. So it's kind of a special scenario. You don't really need to worry about that for this video. You'll most likely be on a regular server, but just keep that all in mind from John Hammer letting you guys know there. Treebeard can be to any server in either cluster because they'll give the option for anyone to transfer to whatever at the end. The cost of a transfer is, can you transfer from Treebeard anytime? You may be able to transfer from Treebeard anytime, like right now, if you just wanted to get off that server early. I think in theory you can. We'll look right here real quick. Let's just see. Let's go previous, Treebeard. Yes, it looks like I can. So you can do it at any time. It doesn't have to be the end of the server's life. I take back what I said a second ago, just to double check. The cost of transfer is 2,495 LOTRO points. The level of the character is not factor in the cost. So I highly recommend to you guys, if you have a level 20 character, and that only takes a few hours to get to if you're really trying hard, and you can get that same name on the other server, I would just make the character on the other server. Now here's another very important thing, which I'm not sure if John Hammer mentioned here, but I know for you guys to know. If the character is already, that name is already on another server. So for example, if I tried to move my character Zollin to another server, which I know I have Zollin on another server, the Zollin on the other server will keep his name Zollin, and mine will be Zollin-1. And technically you can rename your character at that point, but it forces you to have a different name because your first single name, not your surname in the game, but your name is very important linked to your character's data. So they won't let you have two people with the exact same name in the game, which is kind of nice because it makes everyone unique, right? But just keep that in mind, all right? Now, does it warn you, the Transfer Wizard, about that? Not entirely sure. We'll do a little test here at the end of the video. We'll see if that is the case. With one of my low-level Zollins. We'll try to move it to my main server and see what happens, maybe. Or see if it warns me before it does that. We'll find out. The cost is one character only throughout all shared storage, okay? This cost is for one character only, although all shared storage can also be transferred with that one character for no additional cost. So, like we were showing here, if I go over to here and I say I want to transfer Zollin, right? And I can also transfer my shared storage. It'll be the same price. Okay? So that's what John Hammer's saying there. So that's good information to know, right? If you have a question on that. And then also, it is also possible to transfer shared storage only for just 495 LOTRO points, which is pretty cheap. Okay, that's pretty cheap. We're talking, what is that, a couple dollars, US dollars? That's not too bad. Transfers are not purchased in the LOTRO store. Instead, LOTRO points are deducted from your account at the moment you confirm the transfer. Houses and their contents, do not transfer. If you wish to take a house or housing decorations with you, the only way to do so is to abandon the house before performing the transfer. Escrow is a type of shared storage and will transfer with all your shared storage types in that option is chosen. Let me break that down a little bit for people who might be a little confused. If you ever abandon your house, it goes, again, he said, to escrow. It's a little guy in the kinship neighborhoods, and it has a little red box or something. You go there, and your stuff will always be there, all right? This is also because if you leave your house long enough, it will go on, basically get removed if you haven't paid for your house for a long time, let's say like over a year in the game. They'll open it up for someone else to buy, and they'll put all your stuff in escrow. That is a shared storage type, okay? And what I was explaining a few minutes ago is that technically, the newer premium homes have a built-in shared storage. That should also transfer with you. But then sometimes the regular paid houses don't. And that's what John Hammer is talking about here with the regular content of the house not coming with you unless you put it into escrow, meaning you get rid of the stuff. You could also, of course, take everything out of your house if you're worried about the escrow thing, if it bothers you, and put it in your character's inventory you're transferring, or put it in your shared storage that if you're going to transfer that shared storage in your bank. Okay? Good? We're all keeping up with this? Good. Moving on. All right. You're welcome to leave a comment too. I'd love to answer. And if you join our Discord, we can explain this in more detail if you need help. Okay. A new house will have, you can always go to voiceoftherings.com to join our Discord. A new house will have to be purchased on the destination server. The house itself cannot be transferred. All right. Keep that all in mind. In the case of the wardrobe, which is a type of shared storage, which I'm going to show you these all in game in a second. The items are copied from the source server to the destination server. They are not moved. That means you will keep all your wardrobe items on the source server after performing a shared storage transfer. That's kind of cool. All right. So in theory, if you have a full wardrobe, 250 pieces on your previous server you played on, you want to come play with us on Crick Hollow, and you move your shared storage with one of your characters, all of those items will still be on your, for the wardrobe, this is for the wardrobe though, only, will still be on your other server in case you ever want to use them. But you also now have them all copied to your new server, okay, that you're playing on now. Very cool. I see Sending Stones think about these things. That's just like, that's like a courtesy thing almost. It's like, yeah, of course, if you collected a huge, awesome setup of visual looking armor you love, now you can use it on both servers. In the case of the wallet, now this is very important, and again, I'm going to bring it up in-game in a minute here at the end of the video. I'm trying to do this as best I can in chronological order here for you guys. In the case of the wallet, all green-colored items, the account shared items such as mithril coins or ancient script, which is your legendary currency trade-in for legendary items, will transfer to the rest of the shared storage, but with a character-only transfer. And the white-colored items, who's associated with a single character, will transfer with the one character without affecting the white-colored items of the other characters on the source server. So there are, your wallet is sort of a shared storage on the server. The green items are like for every character to use on that server, so those will all transfer. The white items will only transfer, they're kind of like bound to the individual characters on the server, so only the ones you earned on the certain character that you transfer will come with you. Got it? Everyone follow? That's good. Final thing to note, various storage and currency caps can be exceeded on the destination server after a transfer. This is why I'm using John Hammer's wonderful notes, because this is really good information. You won't lose anything. There are three important, destination after a transfer. You won't lose anything. There are three important exceptions to this rule. So a lot of stuff will exceed it, but not all of it. Embers of Enchantment, the Figments of Splendor, and the Motes of Enchantment will all will transfer from the source when transferring shared storage, but the currency cap for these three items on the destination server cannot exceed any excess will be lost. So you need to make sure, so it says right here, so be sure to spend down your embers, fragments, and motes on the server you're transferring to before additional transfer from the another server if the transfer includes shared storage stuff, okay? And a total of any of these three currencies would exceed 10,000. So look at your new place you're going to. If you've never played on that new server, like if you're joining us on Crick Club, you've never played, you don't have to worry about this, okay? If you have, and you have 8,000, let's say, motes, which are a type of currency in the game for bartering things, and then you bring over 6,000 from your other server, you're going to lose 4,000 if you're transferring shared storage, okay? Not your characters, your shared storage with a character, okay? So just keep that all in mind. It's extremely important stuff. That's why I was making this video, and hopefully this helps you out. So now let's go ahead and say we're going to transfer. I'm going to go to my Gladen server here, and say next. I'm going to pretend like that's the transfer I'm going to transfer from. I'm going to say I want to transfer Zollin, okay, who is very low level on that server, but I played him last time, 2020. See, I haven't played on there in a long time with that character, so I'm going to go ahead and say next. And then, as you can see here, we choose Move To. So, like John Hammer explained, I can only move it to the individual servers that are within that group of American NA servers, North American servers. So now I would choose, I want to go to Crick Hollow. It's going to cost me this much money. If I wanted to copy or go to these other ones, for some reason they're free, maybe because they have smaller populations. I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe that's what the kind of the idea is with those. This is a good, this one's a little bit of, I'm a little bit weird why this one is, why these ones are free. But let's go ahead and go to Crick Hollow, like I'm in transfer. I'm going to say next. So now, this is where you confirm it. It says, Zollin moves from Gladen to Crick Hollow. It'll cost 2,495 points, and I would say confirm. That would probably take about 15 minutes, and then when I logged into my server Crick Hollow, I'd be there. Now, it does not warn me about the thing I was telling you about, the name thing. I am almost 100% sure that when I transfer this Zollin to Crick Hollow, since my main character Zollin is on that server with the exact same spelling, that this Zollin, this low level 4 or whatever he is, will have Zollin-1 on his name permanently until I rename him. Okay? And that's because Zollin is already on the server. Alright? Being me, my main character, who's level 150. And also you can see I cannot confirm this transfer because I only have 910 LOTRO points. So if this happens to you, you're going to have to cancel out of the wizard. Alright? Which basically, you know, just go ahead and click exit out. And then once you exit out, go ahead and log in, buy some points, that kind of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and click play here. We're going to bring the game up for a minute, and I want to explain a few of those things that John Hammer was talking about and show you what they physically look like in-game. All right? So unless that helped you, that's all you needed. Fantastic. Have a great day in Middle-earth, and don't forget to like and subscribe. But I will give you a little bit more information here for those people who would like it. All right? So I'm trying to do that more with my videos to make sure I get some stuff out quickly. And then if I realize, oh, well, people will probably want a little bit more, I put it towards the end of the video for those who really would like it. I appreciate all those people who watched the entire video, too. Thank you so much for that. So let me go ahead and talk about a few things. I want to talk about the housing stuff real quick and show you the shared storage and show you the wallet stuff. This will all have consequences on when you transfer a character, the shared stuff, okay? When you do the shared storage transfer as well. It's very important to realize and know about. So if we go on my character here, let's talk about the wallet first. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and teleport over to Bree real quick. Except, actually, you know what? Since I'm in a neighborhood, I'm inside my Hobbit house here up in the Misty Mountains. No, I'm going to go ahead and transfer out. I'm going to go back to Bree. We're going to look at the shared storage at the bank first and talk about that and the wardrobe. And I'm going to show you what it physically looks like in-game. And then we will talk about the other ones. So let's start with the wallet. So where do you find the wallet if you need to double check? Well, you click C for character, and then you can click, there's your wallet, okay? I'm going to bring this up right here. Now, if I explain this real quick here, the green one, this is the Mithril coin, right? There's the green one. And these ones are all green. And these ones are all green. All of these are going to transfer, okay? And then it will no longer be on the server. So remember, if you have characters who still want to use those items on that server, if you do that shared storage, it is going to pull and use all of the move all of these green ones to the new storage. Now, the white ones will only move according to what character they were bound or earned on. Okay, so there will be some exceptions, like we explained with the white ones, depending on which ones they are connected to. Also, ancient script and stuff. And the ember motes and things, as you can see here, see how they have a limit? How I'm actually maxed out on these myself. These bottom three, their max is 10,000. There are some that will allow you to go over that max, like for example, ancient scripts. I am 41,800 over 10,000. Don't worry about the ancient scripts. The ones, remember, John Hammer explained, are these bottom three. Okay. Again, remember the white ones, depending on what characters earn them, they'll stay. If they were on the character you're moving with the shared storage, or if it's ones you can just kind of across all, most of them will move with you as well. Again, this is not, it is an exact science, but I would have to directly transfer my entire shared storage to a new thing to know every single item, and I'm not going to do that since I play on this server. But John Hammer, again, has that great information, and there's a lot of stuff on LOTRO Wiki as well, and if you join our Discord, I can explain that. But I think this video has been pretty precise otherwise, thanks to... I did some studying ahead and John Hammer with that wonderful information. So now we go into the vault here.
What do you need?
The regular vault is connected to your character. This is the regular vault. We have the shared storage. This storage, if you transfer your shared storage, everything in shared storage in your vault will transfer with you, okay, to the new server. So all of this will be basically just copied, and this will be removed out of this and on the new server. The wardrobe, which is this tab, this one will not be ripped out of here. This would all just be copied and put. So I have 251 pieces in the wardrobe. You may want to fill up your wardrobe with all your favorite pieces of armor, right, and looks that you can, and then do your transfer shared storage, because all of this will copy to the new place, right? Now, again, remember, if you remove something out of that shared storage in the items on your other server still, you didn't bring it on your character or bring it in your shared storage in your items, you'll have to think about that, okay? So keep that all in mind. And then real quick, too, things like the carry-alls, these are bound to account. And I believe if you have them in your character's inventory or in your shared storage, they will most likely transfer as well. Just logically from how they work and how they're worded, that's what I would assume. Again, I'm sure the LOTRO wiki has a little more data if you're really worried about that. But most of you are not going to, 99% of you are not going to care about that. You're just going to have them in your inventory, and I'm sure they'll transfer over if you're moving over like that. And then, of course, the regular vault will not transfer over. That is, it's connected to your character. So it would probably, now I'm thinking about it, I have a feeling if it's the regular vault of your individual character, it actually is considered part of your character. So I think it will transfer over. So that is a good little, the shared your personal vault for your character and your shared storage bags. Little caveat there. I'll put a little comment later on the thing. I'm pretty sure that will transfer with you. The shared storage will move over if you move your shared storage. The regular vault, I would assume, since it's connecting your individual character, even if you didn't move your shared storage, I have a feeling your vault storage would still move to your regular vault, to the new one, because it's only connected to your character you're on, your individual private vault. It is not connected to your entire, all your characters on that server. So that would be my assumption on that. And I feel like I'm most likely right. But again, that's not like super duper important. What I would do again is I'd have all of your favorite stuff you want to bring with your character in your inventory. And then in your share, if you're not gonna bring your shared storage, just put everything in your inventory that you want to bring with your character and from your house or whatever. But then if you are moving your shared storage, what about the the housing stuff, right? So we talked about the wallet, we talked about the wardrobe, the shared storage, the regular vault, okay? We need to talk about the Breland, the housing, not Breland, any housing, all right? So there's several kinds of housing things, all right? There is, so basically we go here to the front here and go into any random neighborhood. I'm gonna go into one that I have houses in, all right? So I'm gonna enter in here. If you have one of these regular homes, there's going to be a guy called the housing escrow, usually at the front of the neighborhood. Here he is. So if you abandon a home, this is where you'll come to this guy. He has nothing for me, but he has shared storage. Technically, if that stuff is all piled in here and you move shared stuff, right, with the transfer, everything that he is holding should also transfer, all right? Now, your housing stuff itself will not. All right, so for example, let me just run over to a home here that I own. Ignore the name of this house, it's glitched out. I already talked to the devs about it, and they said don't worry about it. Just what am I? So when you come in here, for example, this is a kinship home, but it has the same basic storage as a regular home. You can see here housing storage. So this storage is not considered shared storage. It's connected to this house. There's nothing in the storage box. But if there was, it would not transfer with my character or my shared storage transfer. Okay? So just keep that in mind. All right? But if I go to my premium house, so that's why you would put it in escrow. Like you delete the house if you're not going to play on that server anymore, obviously. If you want to keep that house for other characters, you know, more power to you. You can keep the house. But that's really up to you, right, with what you want to do there. So then if we come over here to this house, this is my Hobbit house. it's a premium home. It's different than the regular houses that you could just buy with in-game money. This one you have to use mithril coins. I want to show you the front inventory of this one and explain real quick the differences. And then we should be pretty much about done with this video. All right, so this home, again, none of my decorations will transfer with me, okay, if I left. I would want to sell this house ahead. But you can see here we have housing, shared storage, all right, and the house storage. All right, so this is the same one as that kinship house that was a non-premium house. It was just a regular kinship house, but it's just the regular storage, right? They're 25. This is housing shared storage, and I believe with this one, it will, according to what Jen Hammer was saying, will because John Hammer was explaining this information here about a regular owned home. I have a feeling the housing shared storage will still not come with you unless you have another premium house, but I feel like I would highly recommend that you pull stuff out of this and put it into your personal shared storage that you're going to transfer or your character's inventory, okay? Again, I will leave a little caveat message, or one of us, John Hammer sees this, maybe he can leave a little message about this, but this one is something that you should be a little bit, I just would be a little more careful with when you're transferring stuff. I would pull stuff out personally of the housing and then sell the house, and if you're moving, since technically it's connected to this server, right, when you're transferring. So anyway, my friends, hopefully that helped you out, that video. Again, there's a little bit more, couple more advanced things there at the end. I wanted to make sure you guys kind of knew about ahead. But I will drop a couple comments later on, explain those last two things, just in case you need that. But it'll also probably say that on the LOTRO wiki with information. So I will leave a link to that as well. And if you want to know more of this great information or need help, you can always join our Discord before you transfer if you want a little more peace of mind on top of that. But hopefully this video gives you some peace of mind. Have a great and wonderful day in Middle Earth. Thank you to my wonderful Patreons. If you're transferring to come join us on Crick Hollow, awesome, very exciting, welcome, well, happy to have you. I have a video, by the way, on how to kind of join the kinship and kind of a couple things and basics on that as well. Well, I have a lot of guide videos. Subscribe button's there if I earned it. Next episode's over there. And over there's a LOTRO tale. Menu. And again, feel free to leave comments. I'm always like trying my very best to remember everything to tell you guys, but there's always like something that'll either I'll forget or stump me in the second. So I will do my very best to leave a comment later on that, or someone else can leave a comment and I'll give them a big heart if they know the exact answer to that question. Make sure you describe what part of the video. Maybe link a timestamp. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Stay happy, my friends, and have a wonderful day in Lord of the Rings Online or Middle Earth.